Hey guys, it's Kelsey. I'm back with another Festive Friday design team layout. This one is for World Reef Awareness Day, and we needed to use three of the following things: water, fish, corals, starfish, merpeople, beach, surfing, shaker pocket, a pun sentiment, or aqua. So right away I'm going to go ahead and use aqua, and I decided to do my last Hawaii page. This is the last one. So I already knew water and a beach was going to be involved. So I kind of had three things, but I kind of wanted to do one different one just because I feel like that was too easy. And because even though I'm on the shore, it doesn't really look very beachy. So I'm going to use aqua and water. And then I'm going to try and get one additional thing from the inspirational list on here. I'm going to use Heidi Swap's Pineapple Crush. I bought this collection specifically to use for my Hawaii pages. And now we're on the last page and I have so much of it left. I barely used any of it. So I really wanted to use a couple of the papers on this page since it's the final one. So you can see I decided to use this aqua polka dot as the background and a couple pink papers to mat my photos. So I decided to mat these two together that had the wildlife in it and then mat the family photo separate just so it kind of stood out a little more. The photos of the animals, the top one is the shore. It's really cool. We got to the end of this hike and it ends with a whole bunch of like lava rock cliffs that you can climb all over. We climbed up one of them and looked down, and the bottom part of the rock was just covered in sea urchins. That was really, really cool. I'd never seen them in the wild like that. So I definitely wanted to get that picture recorded. The bottom photo is of a crab shell. I'm assuming the crab shed his shell because the inside was hollow. As I was scrapping this though, I was like, this is going to be really creepy if this is in fact just a dead crab. But I am pretty sure, like 70% that it's just the old shell of a crab that had shed it, because they shed their exoskeletons. So I thought it was a really cool picture. Either way, hopefully there is not a dead crab on my scrapbook page, but I thought it looked really cool, so I wanted to get it recorded as well. And the other photo obviously was my brother and my mom. We just took a quick group selfie photo for this hike. So this is the Kealia Point hike, and it's my favorite hike on Hawaii, so I have a lot of pictures from this, and this is the final page, you guys. I was up until 1 a.m. putting all these photos in order and putting them into the books. So if anyone's interested, I can definitely do a flip through. But yeah, that took a while to get them, one, just even in order, but then of course to then get them into the books. But I'm glad those are all organized and put up now. I decided just to do this really cool torn detail with this double photo matted section, and then have the group photo just coming off of that. I thought that was a really cool design to start with. I didn't want just square mats on everything. I thought that would look too plain. I think that torn detail really adds a cool touch. But with that photo branching off to the side, I wanted some sort of shelf or something branching off horizontally for that to sit on. So I just took a branding strip. And then you can see I pulled out a couple washies I wanted to use, and I decided to use the little skinny heart washi to run it underneath that branding strip just to add another little detail and pull pink into another area. I'm really liking the color scheme on this one so far with the pink and the blue, but I thought it would be really cool to pull in one more pop of another color. Usually when I use this color scheme, I really like pulling in black because it adds such a cool pop to these more, I don't know, pastel-y colors, even though this is more on the neon side. But the aqua and the pink, I think using black really helps emphasize the color. But I actually ended up going with this neon green, which I think ended up looking super cool. And to me, neon colors always read really beachy, not really Hawaii, but more just like, you know, Panama City, spring break, beachy feel. But I have all of this stuff left in my stash that I haven't used in a really long time. And since I was using this color scheme of the pink and the blue, and I saw this green, I just thought it would be really cool to throw that in as a color, just because it was unexpected for me, and I don't know when I'm going to use that color green, and since I'm already using more of a neon pink, I thought this was a good chance. So I really like that green little rubber camera. I think that's from a Dear Lizzie rubber ephemera set. but I wanted something to sit behind that camera, so I'm pulling in just this little black tag to sit behind there because I couldn't help myself. I wanted some pop of black somewhere. I'm also pulling in this butterfly black washi just for a little bit of extra layer and definition. I do think the black really helps this neon pop off the page, but I just love what this green adds. So I'm gonna get that down, and I'm planning on that being a little cluster. I know I want a title somewhere. I'm thinking it's gonna be over the group photo. And then I do want to do a little bit of journaling just to explain what's in the photos, because you might not be able to tell the sea urchins. And I want to definitely remember that that's what that photo is a picture of. But I'm just going to thread this tag with some black and white twine, and I think that's a nice little cluster there. I wanted to pull the butterfly washi into another spot though, just so it's not just at the top section there. So I'm pulling it there above the group photo. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull in some black thickers. Just now that I'm pulling in the black, and I do like that it's a nice pop, I thought that that would be a good little touch. So I'm just going to call it I Lava Hawaii, which is a pun because a pun sentiment was on the inspiration list. So I just figured that would be a fun thing to use as my third item off the inspiration. So I have aqua, I have water, because of the water in the photos, and I just decided to use a pun as the last thing because I thought it was fun. I haven't done a pun title in a while. I pretty much just Googled like Hawaii puns, and there's a lot of them with like belay or using the word aloha and stuff like that. But I wanted to be semi-relevant to the photos, and part of it's because this isn't the last page in my Hawaii book, but it's the last page I'm scrapbooking. So I thought the last title of my Hawaii pages I did being I Lava Hawaii was appropriate, but also because this is all lava rock. So I thought I Lava Hawaii was appropriate because of that as well. So that's why I decided the title was going to be, and that way I have my Festive Friday challenge covered. I did want to beef up the section above the group photo a little bit just because it seemed too plain, and because I decided to put my title on the bottom instead of over the group shot, I felt like I needed something there to beef it up. So I did just do a doily in the open section and pulling in another one of these Dear Lizzie rubber charms. I thought this neon pink heart was really nice. And I have the extra part of that tag that I cut off from behind the camera ephemera cluster, so I just decided that I would pop that behind there just so there was something solid for the heart to sit on. But then I was thinking this green camera was looking a little out of place, but I really, really, really loved the greens, so I needed to pull that green into a couple other areas just so it made more sense. So I went in and found some freckled fawn. I think those are freckled fawn. Green neon arrows, and now I'm just doing a little bit of journaling underneath the photo. I don't have it in front of me because it's already in the book, but I'm pretty sure it just lists what's here. So I think it says like sea urchins, crab exoskeleton, lava rock, and ocean, I think it says. But I just wanted to do a little bit of journaling just to say what's all in these photos, and then I thought it was done, but I wanted one little extra touch, and since I'm doing the neon on this page, which I really don't do a lot, I decided to pull out these neon brads, and there are some hot pink ones I thought were super fun. So I went ahead and added a couple of those bright pink brads to 3 sections as well. So those are going by each of the neon green just to add to the clusters. But I think that's pretty much it after this. I kept this one pretty simple. I didn't have a whole lot in my stash that went with this neon theme just because it's not something I usually do. But I felt like this was enough to do it justice to be able to call the page done, even though it's not as like layery and whatnot as my usual pages. But I'm just going to poke these brad throughs, and I'm going to cover the back with washi just so it doesn't damage the page that's going to be behind it. And that just takes me a little bit. I thought all these brads were actually in the larger size, but there were some tiny ones in there too. So instead of doing 2 of the same size, I did 1 little and 1 small in each cluster, and I really like that as opposed to having 2 brads of the same size. But yeah, I got to get those in the last cluster there, and I'm pretty sure that's it. So I will link everything in the description for the Festive Friday challenge. If you guys want to play along, make sure you check out Miranda Webber. I will link her in the description as well. She is another YouTuber who does the Festive Friday challenges and is on the design team that does scrapbook layouts. I think there are a couple other people on the design team that are YouTubers, but they do cards. So if cards are your thing, you can check that out as well. But there are all the details on how to enter the challenge. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.